Here are the top 6 biomarkers that you can track in order to optimize your health and performance. So around 2 years ago, I did my first biomarker test to find out the state of my body. And biomarker tests are usually something that are done by doctors, but there's a recent trend that you can actually do a biomarker test yourself. You do it with the supervision of a doctor, so he does it for you, but you can start tracking it yourself. You can start taking your health in your own hands. You can do the biomarker test, you can upload the results in a platform like Inside Tracker, and then you can find out which of your markers are optimized and which ones don't. For example, Dr. Andrew Huberman, a professor that you all know, he is very big on biomarkers. He has an affiliate deal, I think, with Inside Tracker, and he says that your biomarkers are basically the data of your body. And if you are not tracking your biomarkers, then you can't measurably improve your health and performance. And I do have to say that I recommend biomarker analysis to everyone because it gives you an insight into how well your body is performing. But I do have to say that the real value is for people, well, actually 2 types of people. The first type of people is someone that has a shitty lifestyle and that doesn't want to be bullshitted anymore. Because even if you are overweight, even if you are a bit fat, you can still say to yourself, but I'm healthy, right? I'm not ill, so I'm healthy. And if you do a biomarker test at that point, then your blood won't lie, right? Your blood will probably tell you that you have high blood sugar, that your insulin is off, that just basically all the markers in your body are not performing optimally. And then you can't lie to yourself anymore because the data doesn't lie. You do have to make sure that you do an adequate test, so you don't do things that make sure that the results that you've gotten are not right, but like the results don't lie. And that's why that group, I always recommend doing a biomarker test. The second group is a group like Andrew Huberman, maybe it's yourself, that already has a good foundation for his health and performance, works out regularly, sleeps well, eats well, but that wants to get to the next level. And the only way you can get to the next level is by tracking your data in your body, your biomarkers, finding out where they are, and then what you can do to improve them. That's the 2 people I recommend tests for. And I recommend doing it every year because then you can track if there are certain kind of changes and you can prevent certain chronic illnesses from happening in your body. Well, they can still happen, but for example, if you are tracking your blood sugar, your HbA1c, which I'll talk about later, and you see that it's rising year upon year, and you know there's something going wrong in your body with the way that you're using blood sugar, maybe you're eating too much sugars, whatever is happening, but you can do something about it. Instead of like being manifested as type 2 diabetes, you have a big problem and then it's harder to fix it. Whereas if you already see it rising over the years, then you can do something about it way earlier. So the basic message is do a biomarker test once a year. Whether you're not fit, whether you are fit, always do one once a year. So without further ado, let's go into the top 6 biomarkers that I would recommend everyone to track on a yearly basis. So the first one is free testosterone, and this is the most important one for men. So testosterone is responsible for your drive, for your mood, for your energy, for your muscle mass, for your strength. For men, it's the most important biomarker there is to track. If your testosterone is low, then you will experience all of those symptoms and you can never be in peak health, peak energy. And even if your results are like in the medium range, like you will see a lot of effects if you optimize that one biomarker. And we've seen that over the years, the levels of testosterone has been declining in men. The reason for that is our current society. So the foods that we eat, the plastics that we get into our body, they are all destroying our testosterone production. And that's why this is the first biomarker I recommend, especially men, to track, because it will give you an insight into the reason why you might have low energy, your mood is a bit less, you are not recovering as well from your workouts. So that's the first thing that you want to track. And even if you are not experiencing those symptoms, you can still get an insight into where you are, and if you improve that biomarker, like what kind of results you would get from that. So that's the first one. Then the second one is your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. So maybe you've heard about it, maybe you don't. Omega-3s are basically the anti-inflammatory fatty acids in your body, and you can get those from fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, herring, all of those types of fish you can get omega-3s from. Omega-6 is the fatty acid that is pro-inflammatory anti-inflammatory, and that is, for example, in seed oils, peanut butter, other types of nuts. And omega-6s are not bad. Your body needs them to perform optimally, but in our current diet we get a lot of omega-6 and we don't get that many omega-3s. So the ratio between omega-3 and omega-6 is very skewed to omega-6, causing inflammation in your body, causing you not to be as healthy as you want to be. So this is also a biomarker I recommend everyone to track. I did it for the first time, I think, in the summer, and I was absolutely astounded by my results. Like, it was so bad. While I was eating fish 2 times a week, I was not taking an omega-3 supplement, but I am taking it since that time because I saw like what kind of effect it has on my body. And since taking that supplement, this is a personal result, right? Like, it doesn't have to be that case for you, could be placebo, but I noticed that my brain function is better and my recovery from my workouts are better. Then the third one that you want to track is homocysteine. Homocysteine is an amino acid in the body. And why do you want to track this? High homocysteine levels have been correlated with cardiovascular disease, with all kinds of health issues. And it also tells you something about how well your body is methylating. I will explain what that is in a bit. So let me first explain what methylation is. Methylation is basically the process where your body converts nutrients or amino acids into other amino acids or other vitamins. So it basically means that, for example, homocysteine will get converted into methionine if everything goes well. But the thing is that our body, our DNA, like everyone has certain kind of DNA snippets that impair methylation in your body. For me, it's the breakdown of dopamine. For another person, it could be the breakdown of homocysteine into methionine. And you can thus track in your biomarkers if your homocysteine is high, then probably there's something going wrong with your methylation. You can go deeper into that, but it's a great measure of how well you're methylating. Then the fourth one is vitamin D. So vitamin D is crucial for your mood, for your energy, for your immune function. And if you live in a Nordic country like me, then the chances are your vitamin D levels are low. If we are in the sun a lot during the summer, during the spring, then we can build up vitamin D reserves to make sure that we don't need to supplement with vitamin D. But if we look at our current lifestyle, a lot of people are inside all the time. Even in the summer, we are outside more, but we're not outside as much as we were, for example, 200 years ago or 1,000 years ago. And that's why it's important to track this biomarker, see where you stand. If it's winter, I recommend getting a vitamin D supplement or going to a sunny place for a few weeks. And if it's summer, just go outside a lot, and that's how you can also get the vitamin D. But this one is crucial for your mood, how you feel, basically your immune function. This has made a big difference for me. Then the fifth one is vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is a crucial vitamin for methylation, so something we talked about previously, and it's also crucial for your energy. Especially if you are following a vegan or vegetarian diet, you are not getting as much B vitamins in your diet. It's crucial to track this biomarker, see where you stand, and see what you can do to improve it. And then the last one that I recommend everyone to track is HbA1c, and this is basically a measure of how much sugar there was in your blood in the previous 3 months. And it will give you an accurate measure of how well your body is dealing with the sugar, how many sugars or carbohydrates you're eating. If it's very high, then you have a bigger chance of becoming diabetic. And it also has an impact on your energy, on your focus, on everything related to that. So that's why it's a crucial one to track in terms of longevity, but also in terms of your performance. So those were the 6 biomarkers I recommend everyone to track. If you want to get a full panel, I always recommend going for Insight Tracker Ultimate. It's a great start, and you can also fill out your results in the dashboard, and it will give you an immediate insight into how well your body is performing. They give science-based recommendations on what you can do to improve, and that's where I started my journey as well. So I hope this video was valuable for you, and I'll see you in the next one.